All right, before we get started, we want to talk about the beer sponsor of this show. You guys already know that it is the great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. White Sox Dave nodding his head in improvement. How could you not? How could you not?
Ed, you know how I consumed it this weekend?
How?
For the first time in my life, I thought I had tapped all bases in how to consume Miller Lite, but this weekend, I had one out of the big green keg.
You did. You did. Shout out to Miller Lite. Great collaboration. They hooked us up with the big green keg for the block party. It was delicious. And you're going to see the video. I bought a new fridge. It's one of those glass ones. Miller Lite had top shelf. You guys already know that.
I saw that.
That top shelf had a beautiful light shining on it. And they were going like hotcakes. Hotcakes. At the end, I was having trouble refilling it. So
I got some.
Yeah. I'm glad you did because they went fast. So shout out to Miller Lite, the original light beer since 1975, a perfect companion for grill masters across America. With Miller Lite in your hand, grilling doesn't just taste great, it tastes like Miller time. So get Miller Lite delivered right to your door. Visit MillerLite.com/midshow, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces. On that note, all right, Big Bang, welcome to the Mid Show. It is myself, Eddie. We have Chief here. We have White Sox Dave here. And we have Danny Lance behind the ones and twos. A lot to cover. A weird spot where obviously summer is like the quietest part of the sports season. I feel like I have a lot here for us.
The worst part of summer, some would say. It's lack of sports.
Well, did you see someone tagged us in a skunk video the other day?
I did see that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
There was a skunk on the lakefront.
I did not.
You see that?
Hit like.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like
once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
People said it couldn't be done.
Well, I think we would have. That's the first one we got all summer, despite having hundreds of thousands of followers.
People said it couldn't be done.
Well,
and it was.
No, I don't think anybody said it couldn't be done. I think people just said it's very exceedingly rare.
I'd like to start with this though.
Okay.
Besides the skunks. So I was just at the Cubs game, 120 game, came right here to record, and I have a big announcement. I hope your boy might be on Hard Knocks.
You?
Yes.
How did that come to be?
So Cole, our friend Cole Komet, threw out the first pitch.
He did.
And unbeknownst to me, they were filming, and we were down there by the dugout, and he saw me, and I saw him. We walked down. I was like, "How you feeling?" And he's like, "You nervous?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually am." And then Marty said something. I was with Marty and Spider. Marty's like, "Yeah, I threw it the other day." And then we went back to our seats. All of a sudden, we're sitting there. Some guy comes up with the release for us from Hard Knocks.
Damn.
And so who knows
if that little rat face fuckwad Marty Mush is on my teams.
He was so excited too.
I'm sure he was. That's fucking sweet.
Hard Knocks just be a dream. I mean, you could be happy for me though. That'd be sick.
I wouldn't be happy for you.
Why?
When was the last time you were happy
a guy on your podcast who is a fucking diehard Bears fan might be on Hard Knocks talking to Cole.
And the guy that guy sitting next to wasn't, and he's jealous about it.
Okay, well, put a fucking piece of paper over Marty then, if that's
I'm jealous of you and Marty, obviously, but you too. Like you don't.
I don't care. It's just another way for another platform to see myself look disgusting. So I wouldn't want to be on it anyway.
That's not true.
Yeah.
It's kind of true.
No, that's not true.
Look, okay.
I know Lance is excited.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually going to be pumped up. If I see your cameo, I'm going to be that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I'm just pointing like, dude, I know.
Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
You should have just
didn't know. I had no idea they were filming. I had no intention of being like, oh, I'm squeezing in for camera time. I had no idea. There were people filming, but I figured there were photogs because that's what happens. But they said the guy came up and he's like, oh, hey, what's going on, guys? Will you fill this out just in case we use it? And we're like, holy fuck, that was Hard Knocks filming. And they're like, yeah, this, and this. And we're like, damn, that would be so fucking cool if we could be on Hard Knocks.
Did you give him your name?
Yeah, we filled out a whole sheet.
Yeah, but we were like, I know him because I do Barstool.
The guy didn't seem like too much of a stoolie. He just knew we were all Barstool. You know what I mean?
Okay. So so he knew you were Barstool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knew her, but still, there's still a good, there's a good chance that Marty is the.
So, are you setting the DVR, getting ready to
Well, that's what he was saying. He was like, they have an off day today. So this is filming an off day. So obviously there's going to be Cole throwing out the first pitch
Cole's
of the game.
Prominently featured in the show then.
If they use this, because I asked him that. I was like, give me a little teaser.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm like, who's the main guy right now? Because usually obviously we don't. like they pick the
Kayla,
starters,
yeah,
this and that, but then usually there's a couple fringe guys who they highlight.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really have anyone yet because it's still so early.
Yeah.
And he basically said how they do it is they let the players tell the story. You don't know who it is. It's just like you see electricity, you gravitate towards that.
This guy likes healing crystals. Let's get him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking
juiced.
sweet. I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would be fucking sick.
Mm-hmm. You should have just let us, you should have just hoped to grade that and then let us see you. That's what you should have done.
I know. I just figured since I said this, maybe I'm speaking it to existence.
Yeah,
now,
that's true too.
Because it was like because we were like chatting. Some usher comes up and just kind of interrupted us. So it kind of like cut it short because it was literally like a 10-second, 15-second thing. But I feel like that's better because they might be more inclined to use a short clip than something super long. So I don't know. But yeah,
all right.
On Hard Knocks.
Good for you.
Thanks.
HBO debut.
All right, so yeah.
Speaking of which, I mean, coming up, Hall of Fame game is in a week from today, which is fucking crazy.
It is.
It's awesome though.
Yeah, awesome, definitely awesome. So we'll get our real taste of Bears in a week. I don't know if you can say real, but we'll get like a.
He's in a game day uniform. That's real
a taste.
Yeah.
It's a taste, but it's like,
what's he gonna do? Play
an appetizer.
I mean, less than an appetizer. This is a Taste of Chicago taste portion.
It's an hors d'oeuvre.
Yes,
Yeah.
a toothpick hors d'oeuvre.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little cocktail weenie.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean, as far as the Bears front, the main thing I saw out of camp that I thought was cool was the article about Jervin Dexter.
I was just about
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah, they said he looks like a different man.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't obviously speak to the effect of how much it would make this defense different if this guy's a player.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
Massive.
And, and this is what they wanted from him. So that was like kind of the adjustment for him his rookie year is that he was really like kind of a stay-at-home, absorb blocks. Now he can be a guy who looks like he's going to shoot gaps, which is what Eberflus wanted.
Yeah, and we last week we hosted a panel with Miller Lite at Soldier Field with Lauren Screeda, and she asked us a good question. She's like, "Who is someone you would want on this Bears team that played in the past?" And you answer first, Dave. You said Julius Peppers. You were second. That was your answer, but you said Richard Dent. Both great answers.
Yeah,
but I was like, those are good. Obviously, edge rusher you'd think is the obvious need on the opposite side of Sweat. But I was like, give me Akeem Hicks.
Yeah.
It's
a great answer
very good.
too. Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I'll be interested to see how much the 2018 team is even looked upon when we look back on the Bears, because it was such a fucking quick flash in the pan. But
there wasn't the build up to that year either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it kind of just
it came out of nowhere a little
bit.
Yeah, Khalil Mack right before the season.
Yeah.
And then it was go.
And that's what I think is going to get a lot of the shine in the history books and the accolades. Going to be like the Mack trade, 2 first-round picks, transform the defense into a top 5 defense. But it just should not be looked down upon how good Akeem Hicks was.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animal.
Yeah.
And he was probably outside of Rowe because everyone kind of took a dip. Matt kept getting hurt. Like I feel like Akeem Hicks was the leader and the best player for the longest.
Yeah. And he got hurt a little bit too, but you're totally right though.
Yeah.
And like I said, the best analogy, I was like, what is something that just makes everything better? And I know Frank Fleming uses that. He sings around, he dances. He said, butter makes it better. He really is.
He's the butter.
Akeem Hicks is the butter. Like he made everyone better.
Yeah.
All like Eddie Jackson, like that deal, like Akeem Hicks, sprinkle some to him, Mac, all those guys. Obviously.
Well, and it's just if you have Sweat and if you can get home with 4, that's always the difference. That's how the Giants won those Super Bowls with Eli. Was they had that NASCAR front 4. Yeah, I think that was the nickname for that, right? The NASCAR,
something like that.
Like that, where it's just like, hey, like now it's like we're gonna get home without any blitzers, and now you have to throw into all these different layers and players, and it's
tight windows.
Yeah,
it makes everything better.
Makes everything better, and they need that. They need that interior guy for sure.
Totally, and that's my roundabout way of getting back to Dexter because it's going to handle so many problems.
Yeah, I hope that comes to fruition. He definitely it's noticeable how much leaner he is.
Yeah, and I think that's
even in his face.
Yeah, and I think that's what all Bears fans are like kind of just putting to the wayside is that front four to an extent. But if you have a problem take care of itself by the way of someone who was already on the team, that's such a fucking added bonus.
And I think you can kind of say that at every level of the defense, where you're going to have your number 2 corner, Tariq Stevenson, in his year 2. You, in theory, hopefully upgraded the safety spot over Eddie Jackson free agency. And then there was some betting in time for Edmonds and Edwards. So if all those guys, year 2 of the system, really hit the ground running, and it's like we were happy with how they finished the year on defense, if they can all take it up a level, then maybe they're a top 5 defense too.
Yeah.
So that it's the offense is going to get all the shine because it's all the new toys, but like how good this team is going to be the other side of the ball.
Yeah. Totally. And that's what, like, my thought of it all right now is that just a year of cohesion will hopefully make everything go on the right way. But you obviously never know.
You never know.
Right?
You never know. You got to be healthy. Got
to be healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like hopeful. Like I'm not sitting here like expecting them to regress. But
the defense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like,
I would be surprised.
Yeah. I would too, but that shit, just weird shit happens though. You know,
Weird
like
shit
that
does happen.
Like that 18 defense regressed so much faster than I think any of us would have ever thought.
Totally.
You know?
Same thing where it's like, all right, now we got Roquan is going to be like the guy.
Yeah.
But who is I'm blanking on his name right now, the guy they signed from the Broncos.
Trevathan.
Danny
Yeah,
Trevathan.
like
he
perfect
fell
example.
off a cliff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They traded for him, and then they extended him. I want to say in that first year in the extension, he was stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
And he was hurt too.
If my memory serves correct, but
no, Trevathan was pretty much done.
Yeah.
After that.
Yep.
After that little stint.
We had the other guy, the West Virginia guy, who took that job eventually, and then went to the Raiders. Kowalski.
the Polish dude,
Polish guy. Yeah.
Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski.
Yeah.
Kwiatkowski. Yeah.
Kowalski.
Kowalski.
I mean, you weren't. It was
Directionally correct.
Walt Kowalski. That's from fucking Gran Torino.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We will.
I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for football. Once we got past like smoke out and stuff, I was like, all right, like Summers.
and the Cubs did just lose again.
They're
to
done.
the Brewers.
Yeah. Well, what's cool? My last note about the Bears, and then we can get into the Cubs. What's cool is that nobody really cares about these preseason games. Obviously, you want to see some things, maybe check in for a quarter or a half. Hard Knocks basically fills in. Like, that's my weekly entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll still watch them.
yeah, we're still going to watch the preseason games. But like I said, after the starters come out, you could kind of, you're looking at your phone a lot more.
Totally.
You're doing other chores or tasks.
And then you're just trying to be like, yeah, Jack Sanborn's all right.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a guy like that who you don't expect. But yeah, no,
that's what's cool.
Definitely true.
We get double duty.
Yep.
Yeah, to the Cubs. A couple interesting things out of the gate. Obviously, they just lost 2 out of 3 again to the Brewers. And Jed Hoyer makes comments and says he's focused on 2025, unless if a huge winning streak comes out of the blue, which not a good start to that.
Yeah, but at this point, the deadline is in how many days?
4?
I thought it was
Or no,
31st.
yeah,
So 7 days.
Yeah.
It's in a week. It's a week from today.
Yeah, so it's like you needed to win this series and go on.
So after that day, he's effectively, in terms of the major league roster, more or less a cheerleader. Like there's no moves that suppose you can call somebody up or whatever, but like I don't know, make that comment in a week, I guess. Like it's a tough look. So I don't know. So and it's like,
I mean, they're gonna sell.
Yeah, but they don't have a ton to sell.
Tyon had another good start.
Yeah.
Like
but
he'd
that's
be a perfect trade candidate.
Yeah, Tyon him, and then Bellinger, if someone wants to be like, he'll be back in 3 weeks or whatever after the finger heals up. But
in the same way with like obviously our bullpen has been fucking atrocious, but bullpens are weird. Where like those guys find value in certain players if they slot them in a different spot. So who knows what they'll be able to return for some of these bullpen arms. But
sucks. What a disappointing year.
Yeah, totally.
Bad year for Chicago baseball.
Yeah, and Marty was saying how they do have like I think he said the 4th easiest schedule the rest of the way. So I think they got the Royals next, and it's like I could see them like selling and then playing better than what they have the last 3 months and been like, what the fuck? Like it's like they've put themselves in a no-win situation.
Yeah, and then with the expanded playoff, like they'll always be hanging around.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be.
They'll always be hanging around. I also thought, what did you think? Did you see the counsel when he was asked about Morrell swinging for the lake? Jesse Rogers asked him if he was swinging for the lake. He's like, swinging for the lake? Really, Jess? Really?
Coming at.
Yeah, he was not. But, I mean.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
You're in denial, Craig, if you don't think Christopher Morrell swings for the lake.
That's what he does.
Now and
He
then.
swings like you. Swings
I
out
have
of
a
his
controlled
fucking
swing.
swings out of his fucking shoes. And I don't know. It's just I'm ready to kind of be done with the Morrell experiment too. So he's just not it. And it's like they keep trying to find the bat. The power is electric when he connects. He kind of reminds me of like remember Jorge Soler back in the day when he was in the Cubs.
He's a much shittier version.
Shittier
I mean,
version
Soler hit like 50 a couple years.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He had a bomb the other night too.
Yeah.
But it's just like when he was with the Cubs, it was like he was part of that initial
I remember
call up of prospects, and he had I loved watching him in April with like the full wetsuit and the big chains and all that. But it's just like it never really clicked here, and I just feel like that's what Morrell is.
I think that Morrell, he's not a guy that you want to coach too much. It's like just go and let him do his fucking electric shit, and don't be like, oh, focus on this pitch. Just let him go fucking hit baseball.
And they did.
I think he's just one of those guys.
They did that to an extent, I believe.
Yeah.
Like the big thing was they didn't have a spot for him in the lineup. They put him in the lineup though. Like they gave him at bats. He in part probably a lot, maybe like if you split up the blame game, like he bears a big brunt.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they were really counting on that bat.
Yeah.
To be a big linchpin of what this team does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what they're missing too. Like, and then it's like Morrell being like the whole team is disappointed though. Like
totally,
Horner's off of his pace from last year. Swanson is a disaster. Swanson the last couple nights, like his hit, the best thing that you can hope for is like a decently hard hit ball to the third base, to like along the left field line that he beats out for an infield single. Like that's like he's gotten on base I think 3 times in the last week doing that, and that's all he's got.
Yeah, but obviously though, those guys bring value in the field.
Yeah,
Morrell does not.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why it's like, hey, but
me. But Morrell's also not making $25 million a year.
Totally, you're right about that. You're definitely right about that. But to me, it's he bears the brunt of the blame.
Yeah.
Man, their offense has been so bad.
It's atrocious.
It's been so bad.
Yeah, it's been Ian Happ, Bush, and
it's really
and Suzuki.
And
Suzuki had a good day today.
Yeah, there's not much else, man.
Okay.
But Talkman hurt a lot too. But like Talkman's supposed to be a 4th outfielder.
Exactly.
Right. No. Right.
Yeah. PCA, like
he
disaster.
Can't hit.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Like what he brings in the field, but he can't hit. Yeah.
And it's just like they do little shit too. Like, first inning, it was a weird play with Steele trying to field that ball, but like they don't make the play, and then they hit like a little soft one to center field that they drop, and it's more run scored, and it's just like. They're just not. They're like below average at everything except for starting pitching.
Yeah,
and they're horrible offensively. Yeah, but they're not good defensively either.
But it's
and
truly
they should have been awesome defensively.
Yeah,
it's truly a nightmare and disgusting with how good the starting pitching has been.
It's such
compared
a waste.
to what
such a waste
the rest of the team has given them.
Yeah,
like I think we said at the beginning of the year with Cerami, we're like, what's the world where this team is bad? And it was like Justin Steele gets hurt. Well, he did get hurt, but now he's back. He's playing better
out
than
for
ever.
a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and like
I think his ERA the last 6 weeks or something is like 2.06. Like
but still though the starters were
the
concern though.
Yeah,
and it ended up being
they all had like career years.
Yeah,
and then Shota has been beyond anyone's expectations. It's like they had 1 through 5, and then Ben Brown had his moments, and we thought Wicks would be in the rotation. He hasn't. Everybody said Kyle Hendricks was dead. He had a resurgence.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like they got
like 7 to 8 guys giving them quality.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get quality at bats from anyone. It's gross.
How much of this is on the manager?
Yeah, I mean, but they're coming on droves a little bit for Council now.
Who is?
Some of the fan base.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that for sure.
So he's coming out and like blaming him.
Yeah, like being like, "What the fuck? We paid this guy this much money.
40 million for this? Yeah.
We suffered a relationship with a franchise legend to
take a
have
big
this
step backwards.
be the worst team in the NL Central.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It is bad. I got a tweet that made me laugh that's going to make White Sox Dave enraged or maybe apathetic because I don't know where you're at. I want to get to it in a second, but I want to talk about Universal Beauty first, about specifically Vanderhagen razors. You guys should make the switch from cartridge razors to safety razors today. You have?
Mm-hmm.
How's it been going for you?
Great. No nicks, no cuts, no
Hey,
nothing.
You look good. What are you talking about? You look bad on Hard Knocks. People be like, that's the guy with the great beard because he's using a Vanderhagen razor.
It's clean.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
What's
they be
today
saying.
It's Wednesday. I used one Monday. How do I look?
Looks good. Looks good. So yeah, safety razors allow you to get a closer, more comfortable shave. The use of one-blade razors help prevent nicks and cuts while making your skin feel smoother than ever. The best part, these blades cost as little as $1 a piece and last anywhere from 3 to 5 shaves. This will save you thousands of dollars over the years compared to the cost of cartridge razors. The blades are ice-tempered stainless steel blades from Germany that are sharp enough to give you the perfect shave. The handle is made to last a lifetime, so the only recurring purchase you will have is 4 blades. Check out your local Target and Rite Aid to get yourself a Vanderhagen safety razor today. Go check it out. That's that
Check
simple.
it out.
All right, so this was a Jay Kuda tweet from a NBC Sports Chicago headline. Did you see this? Yoan Moncada's rehab halted due to anticipated soreness.
Anticipated soreness?
And his Jay said such a White Sox headline.
Oh
and
my
it just,
God.
You thought I was going to be mad at that? That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but it's like, it's funny, but it's
pathetic, obviously.
anticipated soreness.
Why even say that?
You know what? Maybe I'm on Moncada's side. After Marty came on Tuesday, he said, I have anticipated tiredness. I kind of know what Moncada's saying.
Were you here for that?
Yeah. That's
It's crazy.
that's like one of those
anticipating,
things where it's just like, yeah, we're slowing him
He's
down, load management.
29
Like, just
years old?
Say load management.
He plays fucking baseball. Now, I know
Not
I sound
really.
hypocritical considering I was a fucking cement mixer for the last week
Yeah.
from swinging my baseball bat.
You're also not a professional athlete and you're well
And I
past
don't,
your prime.
yes, I don't do that shit anymore. I don't move like that. He should be doing this daily. What are we talking about? This is not football. This is not a collision sport. Anticipated soreness? From what? From what? Doing T work?
What? I don't even know what he's doing.
Taking ground balls at third base?
What are you going to say, Lance?
Anticipated soreness of what?
Is this confirmed a real headline and not a spoof?
Why do you say that?
Like, it's not just possible that this is a Photoshop.
Can you Google?
Why are you saying it's a Photoshop?
No, I'm wondering if it actually is, because it just seems.
I hope
Seems
it
like
got
it can't be
duped.
real.
I
Do a
do
deep
not
dive.
want any blame for this dupe if this is not a real headline. It's all on Ed. Is this agreed?
Yeah. I'm looking for the.
Just Google it. Google the exact.
I'm looking. I mean, the one day ago, Yoan Moncada's rehab stopped due to soreness.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, no, this is
Chicago
real.
Sun-Times
This
right
is
here.
real.
Yeah, I'm reading
NBC
it
Sports
too.
Chicago. Yoan Moncada's rehab halted due to anticipated soreness. Straight from the horse's mouth of Pedro Griffel.
I did see another stat where they were another White Sox stat. Maybe we talked about this, but they had Moncada and his they were like the team leaders in WAR, and like without playing, he went from like 12th to 8th.
Yeah.
because everyone else
Yeah.
is fucking tanking. That's in the lineup. So even just sitting there with anticipated soreness, he's adding more value. He has more value to the team than the guys on the field.
Yeah.
Can you organize?
They should literally just bat 7 and or like 5 and just have 5 defenders and.
Yeah.
Can I make a call out to White Sox Nation?
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
there should be something done on Lost 100. I hope it lines up with a home game, but you guys should really try to get something
And
going.
just go fucking nuts.
hard in the paint against
That's a good idea.
this.
I like that. What? There are 71 losses?
When it's Sports Bums 108, White Sox Dave, line up the wagons and get something going for Lost 100.
I will go to
They have 76
Sox.
losses.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
27 and 76.
So say they go, you said 76, 10 and 14, even though that's probably giving them too much credit. Where would that's 24 games from now, where would that line them up? Hopefully a homestand. Can you look that up for us?
In 25 games?
Yeah. Just call it 25 games. I will do that. I did do a little live show with the 108 guys last night, and myself and Aloha, Mr. Hand, are of the opinion that we want the White Sox to break the all-time loss record for a single season, just, so they could wear it, as Aloha, Mr. Hand says, like a scarlet letter around. Because it's no fun if they lose 118 games. No one's going to remember that. They'll remember 121, though,
Yeah, no, totally. Fuck it. No chance it lines up against the Cubs.
No. I mean,
Which you probably wouldn't
it's
want.
76. You said 14. It's
10 and 14.
24.
So 24.
I thought you were saying 100 losses, though.
Yeah. That's
24
what I'm
games.
saying.
So they would go 10 and 14.
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
I don't know what.
So
10 and 14 would get him to 90 losses.
I know, but it might take more than 24 games to get to, is what I'm saying. So
will.
I'm just ballparking 10
Yeah.
wins and 14 losses.
So you think it happens in September?
It'll probably, it has to happen in September.
Yeah. So you hope it happens during that September.
I mean, they are 1-9 in their last 10, so if they keep at that pace.
Oh, they play the A's at home September 13th through the 15th.
Are we going to Oakland?
I would like to.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about
I
it.
looked at flights were expensive, but I would do it for a day.
I just put on your bed. I should. I will do it though, Ed.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, they're in Oakland August 5th through the 7th.
Yeah, like,
and then they have the Cubs right after that.
Yeah,
What a
that
fucking loser game that is going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a loser game a month ago when we went.
Yeah, but I was still holding out hope that like the names on that team and the way the starting pitching was going, I thought that they would be able to get themselves genuinely in the mix. And then you see like fucking Kevin, Mets fans, quit on the team in April. Then they go on this run. They've won like 30 out of 45, and they're in a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice to go on just like 30 out of 45 is a great run, but it's one of those runs that, depending on if you don't have like an 8-game win streak in there, it kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
Just like kind of going along, plodding along, 2 out of 3. And like the Cubs have just never had that.
Mm-hmm.
They had that one good week. They won 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8 a couple weeks ago, and that's the highlight of the season.
Yeah. Anything new come out of that little round table, or same stuff? Because I know it's
their section is much more dead, which is unfortunate for what they do and everything as for their content. And it sucks. I hate that. Like, we were just rattling off names of guys that we hadn't seen, like friends of ours that we've met through White Sox fandom. And we're like, yeah, I haven't seen him in like a fucking year and a half. It's just because no one wants to go and watch and pay money to see those losers right now.
Yeah. I met a kid when I went to the Hawaiian Shirt Day, and he told me he had only missed one game up to that point. I said, Jesus, put this guy on the fucking float if they win another one.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
That it's
to go to that many
like,
games for this team.
If you want to go for, and that's why this 108 guys do it. They go for the social aspect. Drink beer, hang with the fellas, and
Yeah, they also live a couple blocks away. This guy lives in like a suburb.
Yeah,
You should
driving
go
everywhere.
see the Schaumburg Flyers.
yeah, dude. Get a
I
King
get if
County
you want,
Cougars.
but like I can't, in good conscience, continue to support financially Jerry Reinsdorf.
How many games have you been to this year?
3, and one of them were at Wrigley. 3 White Sox games. One of them is Cubs Sox at Wrigley, and then opening day, and then when Tucker, what's the name? The country singer was here. We went to. He had a suite. He threw out the first pitch at Sox Park, and we went to the suite with him.
Gotcha.
The Florida Georgia Line guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sad
I'll
state
do
of
100
affairs.
loss though. I'll do that.
You should, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You guys absolutely should get round the fucking wagons, get that tailgate.
Bags
going.
on the head.
Yeah.
Bags on the head.
Yeah.
I'll
Sneak
come.
the banners in.
You're a Jewel family. Can we put in a request for like a massive paper bags?
I'll talk to my people at Jewel.
Okay.
You got, I know you got some people there.
Yeah.
Can you,
Charge us 7 cents a bag all over the city.
Yeah, well, we're talking paper. Paper's different. That's
Yeah.
plastic.
Well, I think you still get
No.
charged.
No.
They let you have paper?
Oh, yeah, paper's free $99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, great.
It's biodegradable. That's why.
Yeah. Paper Jewel bags.
I don't mind paying the 7 cents for the plastic. I think plastic.
Sometimes plastic's needed.
Yeah, definitely. I don't mind it.
Don't even start talking to big plastics.
Yeah, no.
About plastic.
You want to see how the tortoises in the ocean actually die. It's not plastic.
It's fisher nets.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We actually, that came up on ZBT with Chaps yesterday too, because Kamala has that thing where she's going to ban plastic straws, but she wants more innovation in paper straws because she's like, they suck. And I'm like, quickly, plastic straws are not the problem.
Yeah. Moving along, unless anyone has anything else on the baseball front.
Nah, it's just.
All right, let's move on to Madison Street.
I would like to say, I'll put it on the record again that I do not want the White Sox to trade Garrett Crochet, even though I understand they should, in a vacuum, trade him because of who the owner is. But fuck it all. Fuck them all. Don't trade him.
Can you do a quick thing about how the Ricketts better go after Juan Soto?
Yeah, the Ricketts better go. As like the White Sox, though, I was with people that are in the know last night, and the White Sox are cutting payroll $30 million next year to $100 million. It is disgusting, and they're going to be every bit as bad as they are this year, next year. But on that note, the Cubs should absolutely be going after Juan Soto, as should 29 other teams. But the Cubs should absolutely be going after Juan Soto.
Yeah, especially if you trade Bellinger.
Yeah,
you better go sign Juan Soto.
So do we want to
Can't
talk about
offer.
an exciting thing on Madison Street, or one that really doesn't affect us, but we'll get you going. But you choose.
Bowman?
Yeah.
So someone hit me up to do a radio spot in Edmonton, but we're shooting a commercial tomorrow, so we can't do it. I would love to do it because I think that he gets a lot of credit. If you don't only quasi pay attention, like this guy's got 3 cups. If you look into him, he is arguably the worst GM maybe in NHL history. He's got a big fancy name and he's got hardware, but he didn't draft any of those guys. He didn't sign any of the big guys. All he did was crash a Ferrari. And so I would have loved to see what that interview looked like. So I'm sure a lot of it they had to do their due diligence on the whole Kyle Beach thing. What did you know? And then it's you get into his record. He didn't have a single first-round pick get to their second contract, traded Panarin before his second contract, traded Saad before his second contract, signed Seabrook to a stupid deal. The Seth Jones thing, which I still have a pull to defend him on that, but has been a disaster. And everything he had done in his tenure with the Blackhawks, they won in spite of him, and he got another job. So
I'm just now finding out about this prior to the show. What, as a GM?
He's GM of the Edmonton
Oilers.
Whew.
So he has some big things because all the moves for this next year are kind of done because that happens right around July 1st. But Leon Draisaitl is your second best player as a free agent, unrestricted free agent after this year. You have to give Evan Bouchard, who's their best defenseman, he needs a new contract after this year. They are right up against the cap as it is. And then McDavid is a free agent after next year. So that's a lot of juggling and cap management to do for a guy who has shown that he is abysmal at cap management. So he already ruined one superstar dynasty team by not being able to negotiate at all. He overpaid fucking everybody, and everybody knew it in real time, and now he has another job. So it doesn't make any sense to me. They don't have this great pipeline of young players coming either, because when you're contending, you're always kind of trading off things to kind of get, and they got one game away from the Stanley Cup, and now Bowman's coming in to be a fucking wrecking ball to that organization. It's sad. I feel bad for the people of Edmonton. They got bamboozled.
Hoodwinked? Swindled?
Sold a lemon.
Wow.
Oh,
Can you believe that, Ed?
He's the guy that holds he holds the keys to probably what will go down as a top 5 NHL player of all time. So
I think he's already there.
Yeah,
so
great.
That would be his Picasso if he manages to fuck up Connor McDavid. Imagine if he fucks up the Draisaitl and McDavid looks around after this year, knowing he's got 1 year left and all his guys are gone and the team takes a big dip. Why would he stay?
Yeah. So who's the president of hockey ops? Who's the guy who made this call?
So that was the thing they had.
I hope for his sake, I hope there was a dumb owner who just got.
Well, Katz is the owner. He's been there a while, but they had the old GM of the Wings had taken over, and then he just retired after the season. He's a little bit older, and they had like a vacancy. I don't know who exactly is the president or if it's the owner's call or what, but that's what I mean. It's like you have everybody to choose from, because that's a job with Connor McDavid. Like you're already an awesome team. You're a game away from winning the Stanley Cup. That's a game it's a job that everybody would want in hockey. How you go through your whole process, bring him in for an interview. I need like a behind the scene, like I need a Hard Knocks of what that interview looked like, because it's like he has nothing he could say. He started drafting in 2010 and went 0 for like his life drafting, like 0 for his life of never drafted an NHL defenseman, acquired Forsling and then got rid of him. And now he's one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He got rid of him like way too early. Like he has just nothing but fuck ups for a decade.
Yeah, but you don't
hired Quenneville to bring in Jeremy Colleton, who can't get a job. Jeremy Colleton's been out of work for years, and he was supposed to be like this prodigy young coach. The Sharks interviewed him, and that was like publicized, and then it like got around. They're like, yeah, he's not it. He went to Team Canada. Fuck Team Canada. So Edmonton's in trouble. I feel bad for the people of Edmonton.
You remember when Barstool Chief had that Stan Bowman Leonardo DiCaprio gif?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that was right back before. It was before he started fucking everything up, if we're honest.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He had it though.
That and the Rick Hahn WWF gif.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Now I will say I did start shitting on him in 15. It was really the Philip Deneau trade, and I was like, "What are you?" Oh, I guess that was 16. That was 16.
I think that I don't know. Are you that casual that you didn't really like do your due diligence on this shit?
It's
because
hard
obviously on paper, like
yeah. Well, like at that with the Hawks, you mean?
Well, yeah, because all the shit that you said.
Yeah, but like
behind door number one, there's door number two. That's like.
Well, right. So he comes in 2010 and wins the Stanley Cup, and he didn't really have to do anything. Then it was like they had to do the teardown because they had the cap issue. So that's when you saw Bufflin go. Adam Burrish left. But then the main core of those 7 guys that won all 3 stayed together. And then he always got like kind of like almost lucky. Like he found Scott Darling, like his staff. Scott had never talked to Stan before, but they get Scott, and like Scott blows up into a star. And then they had Ray Emery, the backup goalie, who was kind of out of hockey, like had a resurgence here. And then you go and like, it's how hard is it to get these, like they brought in Brad Richards, who was like a superstar, won a Conn Smythe for Tampa and Dallas. Like he comes in, he's like, yeah, I'll play with Patrick Kane for 1 year for $1 million. Like they did a lot of little deals like that. And then, but when it was time for him to like hard decisions had to be made, which really started with, I mean, it was the Taves and Kane contracts, which he like blew the record for players out of the water and spent it on both. Like it was crazy to give them 10-5 at that juncture looking back, but it was like, you're just happy to have them. Then you're like the Seabrook deal. You're like, you're going to 8-year deal to a guy who's already fucking 30. Like that's not great. But you didn't know about how terrible his drafting was going to be because it takes so long. So if he starts drafting in 10, Kevin Hayes never signs, but then you get like Teravainen had a little run here and Hartman had a little run here, but it was like they were never able to evaluate their own talent. Like that was his biggest mistake. Like, and then the sod for Panarin, was
that's
and then they trade Sod again for Zadorov, and then Zadorov for a 3rd round pick. Like if I were like being in the room as like a counselor to the Oilers, I would just put those transactions up. Like you turn Panarin into Sod into Zadorov into a 3rd round pick, and that is like you can't have that.
Your boy Nick Schmaltz.
I hated Nick Schmaltz too.
No,
they could have had Pasta in that draft. Pasta went like 4 picks later.
Wow.
They traded up to get Nick Schmaltz.
Wow. Well, let's get over to some positivity on Madison Street. So it was reported earlier this week that the Wirtz family and the Reinsdorfs are going to put billions of dollars.
$7 billion.
Yes, $7 billion.
Privately funded expansion, Dave.
Yeah.
So they have money.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Into making that area cool. And,
Make it fucking as awesome as possible.
Yeah, making a little concert venue. Obviously, there's going to be housing. Just there's,
It looks like they're having an ice rink on the north side of the building in the winter. Like that's kind of a cool feature. Restaurants, the whole thing looks
Beautiful.
Looks really cool.
I
will say
15-minute walk from there. Great.
That's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I think that the United Center does Uber better than any venue in the world. They better not get rid of that Uber lot. They better have a plan for that Uber lot because I bet you I wonder how many people get to the United Center via Uber.
well, I think they got to keep.
I'd say most.
They got to keep multiple lots like that, though.
If you look at the pictures, there's like no.
I know that concerns me.
Yeah.
That concerns me. You're gonna hate that, but that concerns me.
Yeah.
We need parking. I'll fucking take the tomatoes if you want to throw the tomatoes. If you're a fucking Wicker Park train guy, whatever.
And
We
they
need
are
parking.
putting 2 new stops in around there. So they've already broken ground on a Damon Green line and they're putting a pink line and stop in, which I have always thought is fucking insane that the United Center doesn't have like a dedicated CTA stop the way that other stadiums do.
Well, you know why
They've never
reported
needed
it's
one.
like that, though, right?
No.
Mr. Jerry wanted you to go there, pay for parking, and
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah.
So
I've heard that.
I didn't know that.
yeah, he
Heard
owns the
that.
parking lots through a different company. So all the revenue from those
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was against them putting
Okay.
stops there.
All
That's
right.
what I heard. I don't know.
Okay.
The validity.
That would make sense.
It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason why I wouldn't have a stop over there.
Yeah, because if you look at the Green Line map, I think it's the first one going out west is on California Avenue, which is like a big jump from the loop. So I'm pretty sure that's the first Green Line stop. So this will be a nice move. I think it could be cool. Like it could be cool. And I'd love that part of that area around the United Center stinks.
Yeah.
The barn's great. Shout out the barn. But everything else around there it's just parking lots
It's
and
close to being that's what it if as soon as they do this though, you're connected to the West Loop.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I feel-
you're extending it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really if you go where Johnny's Ice House East is on Madison, that to me is really kind of where the West Loop starts. So it's like I'm trying to think of like the cross street there on Madison, but like everything east of like Johnny's is like a good area.
It's like woodish.
Yeah, something like no. It's
No, Madison and Wood is the corner.
yeah,
of it,
that's
I
United
know.
Center. So
Where's Johnny's Ice House?
Johnny's Ice House is east of that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So it like maybe it's like it's like on the
Ashland,
other
maybe?
side of Ashland.
Okay.
So it's Ashland and then maybe like another
Yeah.
block and a half, whatever. But like that to me is really where the West Loop starts. Now it's just all going to be one big.
Ooh,
Yeah,
really? You
it's
think it
connected,
starts
right.
there? I would disagree with that, but
Where do you?
regardless, I think it starts like at Ogden, like by Kaiser Tiger, and then that's where it like pushes in.
Yeah, but I
Right.
feel like Kaiser Tiger, you go for like that's like you go there. You're not really walking from Kaiser Tiger to like other parts of the West. You're not like bar hopping.
Kinda.
You can, though.
You can.
But you do now. Now
I
it
do
will
it.
be
I
a
do
stop.
it.
Yeah. No, I would say like that's Kaiser and down. That's
But like
why.
Monteverde, like is east of Johnny's. Like it's all like everything really picks up. Like the Fulton Market, all that kind of area. Now I feel like all of that will stretch.
Yeah, to
all
the
the way
United Center.
through
Yeah.
the United Center.
Yeah.
all the way to Western, basically.
Well,
Probably
that's what
close
I've
to
always
it.
heard was that was the plan is going to keep going to Western. I was like, I don't know, man. It's still like little
Lake has been built up quite a bit. in the
for
last
sure,
bit, yeah.
but it gets a little spotty around.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it
Right
does.
at the
Madison,
290
Western.
and Western. It's
Yep.
not.
Well, that's
Great.
where Johnny's Ice House West is west of Western, and so is
Gotcha. Maybe that's what I'm mistaking because I keep thinking of Johnny's and I keep thinking it's over there.
yeah.
So,
There's Johnny's East is the old one, which is like
all right, yeah. So I would say like you're pretty bang on. Kaiser Tiger and Johnny's East are right by each other,
okay,
so
yeah, all right.
you're pretty good. But like the grill place that just got burned down and
Mhm. Palace,
everything. Yes,
yeah.
Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on the
Yeah, which is so I'm with you. So yeah, it'll be interesting because this is like you said, it's going to go right up to Western.
yeah.
I don't know though, man. I don't know.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it per se.
He wants just Tesla chargers
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
No.
I
It doesn't like it certainly will be a lot better for the community to have some development there,
Yeah.
and it's time now. more so than ever before because of the West Loop boom.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like you
I
said,
don't- I
like I
couldn't
like
care
how they
less
do
if
Uber.
I-
I like how easy the United Center is.
It's super easy.
You know,
It is super
it's
easy.
so easy.
They also got to figure out a new location for Smokeout too, because I guess the reports are saying that shovels go in the ground in the spring, provided it gets approved. I can't imagine it wouldn't get approved if it's all private money,
Right.
You know, so
It's not going to be easy for a couple years then because it's going to take fucking forever.
yeah. They got. I don't know what the plan is in the interim, but and maybe they
Lala,
just do.
fuck Lala.
Maybe they just do like a multi-layer, because they should have these different buildings with the green spaces on top. Maybe that's the parking garage, and it's just
I think I did see that there would be a parking garage,
Yeah.
but you definitely, because I know in theory it's always a good, like they're adding L stops, like people still like to drive.
Yeah.
And then when you anticipate all these people taking the L, but you don't take the L. So that's why you make it.
For poor people.
I was
Disgusting
trying to think if
creatures.
I would,
Yeah.
because I would have to go Brown down to the Loop to Green to Damon, and it would probably be like a 40-minute thing.
But yeah, but so
There. I'm
sorry,
trying to think
continue.
if they had that stop there, would I be more inclined to take public transit to the Blackhawks games?
I don't think you would, dude.
I don't know.
Especially
I
now
think
you got
I
that brand new Chevy Blazer.
The Blazer's great. I've never parked it at the United Center though. I've always taken Ubers there.
Yeah, but for a lot of people,
Yeah.
they're ticket holders and they don't need to get snot bubble drunk like White Sox Dave, who responsibly takes an Uber. There are a lot of people like they don't go a handful of times, so they're like, oh, I'm getting fucked up and I'm going to enjoy a experience. They're just going to see fucking game 22 versus the fucking Wizards,
Or anybody that's in the suburbs.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
no one's taking the Metro down and then
Yeah.
hopping on. Like I did that a couple of times, and I walked from Ogilvy all the way down Madison, but that's like a mile and a half or maybe longer.
Probably that's a hike.
It was a hike, yeah. But it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like there's a lot of people like my dad who are season tickets. He was a season ticket holder in the suburbs and would drive down for 10, 12 games a year.
And he's not going there to crush 8 beers.
Can't.
He wants to see.
He's got a 2-hour commute home.
Yeah, he wants to see the Hawks.
Yeah.
He's not going to take the train. So
Right.
you have to account for this shit.
Yep.
You
So
have to.
I'm sure they got a plan. I'm sure they know exactly how many people go there via car versus.
Yeah, because it literally is the easiest stadium right now.
Definitely. It is
Bar none.
light years better than Soldier for
Yeah.
the commute.
It's the opposite of Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Even
far
like-
as east, yeah.
The Uber lot thing where you just press it when you're walking to the Uber lot and they're like, all right, you're lane 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. They do Uber fantastic.
Uber lot.
Yeah, he does. But he's right though.
Yeah, he
they
does,
do a good job
Yep.
with that. You got 290 right there. It's not that far to get on the 90. There, it is a great situation to get in and out
Totally.
of games. And I just know the opposite of that, Soldier Field.
Yep.
And I just hope it doesn't.
Like everybody wants that. There was a YouTube video about this, how it came out like 3 months ago. It was like one of those random channels, but then it popped up on my Explore page where it had every owner in the world wants a Wrigley Field situation where you own the buildings, you own the bars, you own the restaurants. They're spending money before, they're spending money after. It's easy for the, quote unquote, easy for the fans. And like everybody, like they are the gold standard. And when you look at this is kind of Wriglifying that part of town, which is cool.
But I think people find time and time again that's hard to replicate. Wrigley happened by accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrigley is character still, thankfully, to an extent, because it was there before anything
Right.
else was.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's why they put it there, because nothing was there. Because they used to, like 100, before Wrigley, they played over by the hospital,
Yeah, they're on the
up over by Rush.
yeah.
right
And
UIC area.
yeah.
There's nothing there to really knock down and rebuild. But if it's a situation where they're gonna knock down fucking Billy Goat and put in one of these restaurant groups with a fucking
They can't
bullshit
knock
patio,
down Billy Goat.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like that's just not what you want. Like what they did with the whole that just.
They'll knock down the Billy Goat when people like my dad age out of going to Blackhawks games. They don't remember the SNL skits. Like whatever audience, whenever they decide enough of the audience doesn't remember those SNL skits, they'll get rid of the Billy Goat.
Yeah. So like that's but just
Yeah.
there's ways to do it, but naturally it's probably going to turn into like a downtown Boulder or downtown Columbia like we've seen. You know, like that's what. Like,
Yeah, I guess it just looks much more modern than that to me, at least by the design. Yeah.
But you've been fooled by rendering before.
Almost exclusively. Yeah.
Have there been any renderings that come out?
Of this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
1901 project.
Yeah. Also on that note, that got hacked and
Yeah.
someone put a thing up there.
Fire Jerry, I saw that.
Yeah, sell the team.
Sell the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this is all the press releases are that this is not Jerry, that this is Michael and Danny. They say, oh, it's the next generation owners spearheading this.
Yeah. Well, I definitely applaud them. Like I know.
Yeah.
You know, Danny's just by all accounts. All I know about him is that he's a good person.
Yeah, he is.
And, like,
I believe him to be a good person.
Totally. And
Yeah.
I know it would mean a lot to him to really improve that area.
I texted him yesterday about this, and I asked if he would come on after the DNC.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yep, like just send us an email. And he's like, I'd be happy to. So
All right.
I think we'll get him in sometime like
All right.
late
Well,
August, September.
Let's hold him to it because we've
All right,
had
we'll
this
be
penciled
on
in
his
for
ass.
years.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you want the beverage industry.
Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
So we'll do a double pod.
Yeah. Well, credit to him though because that's very cool. To,
Yeah. No, he's a good dude.
These are pretty
foresee
sweet
it.
renderings, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see my house from them to see how close or how much my property value will just skyrocket from this. That's all I give a shit about, really. I don't care if they leave it the desolate parking lot wasteland it is. But if they do this, I want to get rich off of it.
Yeah. Just hope they do
Dave,
it.
I hope you get rich off of it too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of peculiar.
No,
What
I
the
don't.
fuck does
I don't.
that mean?
I
This
don't.
guy didn't want to see him on a TV show. You think I'm gonna hope he gets rich?
Do you? Yeah, but do you?
I wouldn't want
want
you
him
to-
to be the standard for human behavior. I don't. I would like to see if Dave got rich off of this. I would.
We'll end with two things here. Big UFC card this weekend.
Yep.
When's Bilal fighting?
That's this weekend.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah. So
Curtis
he's-
Blades also fighting.
Yep.
Chicago's taking over Manchester, England.
Yeah, and it's legitimately goes Patty the Baddie, Curtis Blades, and then
I knew
Bilal
Pat. I
Muhammad,
saw
yeah.
Pat was fighting too.
yeah.
What's his deal? Is he with us or no?
No.
No, not anymore.
No?
But
Okay.
still,
Yeah, nice guy. I like
the
him.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
fun.
yeah, the man. So
Well, that's
yeah.
a great card. You guys want to do something?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be playing bocce, so
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah,
not
you gonna have
like-
the fights on?
yeah. I'll figure it out because it's not during the day. Is that right? I was assuming every
the
time
time
it's in
difference?
England,
Yeah, it's usually a day card.
it's usually a day card. I'm seeing 9 p.m. Central Time.
That can't be right.
I don't know.
That'd be like 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Which they've done.
No,
weird
I'm
things.
probably wrong then. I guess
It's gotta be. What time's your little bocce thing start?
starts at 1.
Damn, we've had a lot of extracurriculars lately.
We have. Yeah, a lot to be done.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look it up here. No, dude, this is saying 9 p.m.,
Yeah, the internet is saying 9 p.m.
which would be huge.
That is huge.
I thought it would be during the day, and then I was like, fuck, I got to bring a TV out. And that's great. I don't have to do that. Blades he's going to be swimming upstream because Tom Aspinall is a motherfucker.
He's an animal.
A lot of people want to see him face John Jones. A lot of people think he could beat John Jones. So this is kind of, to me, envisioning all respect to Curtis. I hope he shocks the world. But, like, Curtis is a name that, like, Aspinall could keep building off of, like where he, like the heavyweight division's in a weird spot.
Not much.
Stipe and everything.
yeah,
There's not much
movement or
movement exactly where they gave him like as formidable of opponent as they can. But like, yeah, gonna be tough. He's
I hope he shocks the world. It'd
Yeah.
be awesome. I really
minus
do.
355. Blaze is plus 280.
That's
and
not that big of a long shot. It's not huge.
No.
Huge.
Yeah,
Like I remember Strickland against Adesanya. It was like plus 700 or something. I mean, it's not a crazy number.
Molly's fighting too.
Damn.
Well, he is fighting too.
Yeah, she's minus 360. She faces Bruna Brasil. Patty is plus 105. So that's interesting.
Pick him.
Yeah, Patty's not the. I'm trying to pull up my
I
whatever
haven't watched the UFC card in a
in a minute.
solid month or so. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm rewatching our leg kick challenge here.
I did watch that the other day too. It still doesn't look as bad as the pain felt. I hate that people don't understand how bad that pain was.
It's because I just took it like a champ, probably.
It was. He said he went harder on mine.
I'm trying to look up what a Chicago parlay would pay here on DraftKings.
Just do a little parlay calculator.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to hold on. So, all right, I got it. Blades is plus 295, excuse me, and Bilal's plus 210. So that's a nice plus 1124 parlay if you take the
Let's
Chicago
do it.
boys.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. Should we sprinkle a little Patty the Batty?
No, let's.
I messed that up too. He's minus 102 on DraftKings, so they have him slight underdog because Bobby Green's minus 118.
If Bilal were to win, how would he win? Do you guys know enough to say that?
I mean, I know Blades. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
So Blades is going to have to get on
Okay.
the ground. Bilal is like a methodical, like
Okay.
kind of fighter.
A lot of people don't like him because he's boring.
Yeah, he's he's mostly like he's probably not gonna knock him out, but I don't know.
It
We'll
doesn't
see
Look like it should be painful.
what the leg kicks we're
Yeah.
watching right now,
Right. It doesn't look like it should hurt as bad as it did.
but it hurt. I could see your guys' face. You were like, instead of crying, you were sweating.
Yeah. I was
It-
pissed. I was
we said it
sweating my
felt
fucking nuts
It
off.
felt like you were gonna take a shit,
I thought my bowels were just gonna like
explode out of you.
release.
Yeah.
You were gonna eat a
I
habanero.
also didn't really bruise that bad.
It was underneath.
It was It was.
I knew that was. I never bruised like that. I think it's because I used to drink so much milk. Not to brag.
I don't think that's accurate at all.
That's what I've always told myself. But I don't get like black and blue bruises. But that bruise was very much there.
and then
Well, I didn't walk right for like a week.
Oh,
we get on with this bocce tournament, like we just said Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Who's predicted to be your best player? Who's your
Me.
fourth right now?
I don't know.
We don't have a fourth
Figure
yet.
that out. Yeah.
All right, so it's you two, Danny, and then one more.
Yeah.
So
Probably whoever the other guy is.
it's going to be the best.
Yeah, probably,
Are you
probably
going to
that
play on
guy.
the same side, or are you guys going to go with Danny? You guys got to start strategizing.
So I don't know enough. I don't know how to
I
strategize.
guess I'll have to watch some YouTube videos.
What would be the difference?
You guys have never played, so it doesn't matter. But Danny has played before, so I would assume he's going to be your best player. Although there is a thing with bocce where it's kind of like the newcomers like have a good luck because you're not really thinking about it. It's when you play. It's kind of like a golf thing. Once you play for a while,
Yeah.
like you just overthink stuff. And
How's
shit
your
like
golf
that.
game going?
Awful. I'm ready to sell my clubs. Yeah.
Oh, convenient before our challenge.
I mean, he just concedes if that's
Yeah.
the case.
Oh, definitely.
I had a very rough day at Cog Hill.
Cog Hill's hard.
A very rough day at Cog, but it's still like it was unacceptable.
When
Disgusting.
are we doing this?
Disgusting and embarrassing, Chief.
Let's do this Friday morning next week. We can probably make that work, right?
Let's see what it is. We'll check. We'll get on the books.
Yeah. All right.
We'll get on the books. What are you laughing at?
Dave's second leg kick. It's like crumple zone.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess. All like
Yeah.
I was a boiled spaghetti noodle.
yeah.
Other things. Tomorrow, 773 TV comes out on the YouTube/Rumble. Go check that out. Covers a block party, me eating hot dogs.
Oh,
Me eating hot dogs with Pat Bernard.
Also, fuck you, Ed, for just sitting
Why?
there laughing at us.
I was the ref.
and fuck you for not letting me eat a hot dog with Pat Bertoletti. By the way,
You weren't here.
you could have said so.
I didn't know that was on your bucket list.
I mean, it's eating a hot dog with the guy who owns the mustard.
How fast do you think I ate it? A Portillo's Jumbo.
How many seconds?
Yeah.
28.
28 seconds. A Portillo's Jumbo.
58.
All right, tune in tomorrow to find out.
No, you loser.
Clemmer's Rat Race is on tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
As well, we are at the Laugh Factory tonight. So
Yeah.
come on out, check us out, doing some stand-up. And yeah, that's really all I got. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for watching.
This is Edward with NPR Radio.
We'll see you next time.